Hey YouTube, how you guys doing tonight? I'm actually posting my last video while I talk to you, so please do not hate me. But my point is that if I don't post it, I might forget, and that would really suck. I promised you all that I would make my clitoral growth video tonight, which I have every intention of doing, no worries, because I know a lot of people keep asking me why I didn't post it yet. As soon as I select this file to upload, I am all ears. But I actually want to talk about something that's kind of recently affecting me. It's really bugging me out, and it's something that we don't necessarily always talk about on YouTube. We talk a lot about body hair growth on YouTube channels. We talk a lot about chest surgery. We talk a lot about hormones. But unfortunately, we don't always talk about the negative. We talk about the hard steps we take to move forward. Over and over again, we discuss all the triumphs I can't seem to speak tonight. Everything we've got to overcome in order to get to where we want to be. But we don't always talk about the negatives, the things that get in our way, the things that make this really hard, like things that hormones cause that we're not necessarily willing to deal with. We don't talk about the fact that we might one day face cancer and face some really terrible crap. Because although hormones make us feel more complete, if we choose to choose to get hormone injections, or however you get hormones, that's a choice that we make as part of our transition. Then we have to face the negatives that come with it. Now, the negative I'm about to talk about isn't the worst one, and it's one that I've been expecting, and it's one that I'll have to deal with for a long time. Hold on. And now I feel like an asshole because I'm kind of leaving you guys hanging. I'm just hitting upload, and then I'm all yours. Okay. What I kind of want to talk about is the chances that trans guys will go bald. I met with a doctor recently who basically told me, and I don't know if you guys can see it in the videos, but my hairline's receding like crazy, and it's just starting to really affect me these last couple days that I'm noticing it. My hair is thinning. It wasn't something that I was really prepared to deal with when I was so young. And I think that's one of the reasons why I want to talk about it. Because a lot of trans guys are transitioning younger and younger these days. A lot of my friends, are younger. A lot of the guys that watch my videos and a lot of the videos that I watch are guys who didn't transition until their 20s or their 30s. And I transitioned when I was 15. I got my first hormone injection 3 years ago. So I was 16. Yeah, 16. I think that because we're transitioning younger, the negative effects of testosterone are going to affect us younger. At younger ages, it only makes sense for it to go that way. So now, from what I've understood, basically every doctor I've spoken to, you don't have to agree with me, but this is the knowledge that I've received from the medical field, is that our chances of experiencing baldness, male pattern baldness, are only as likely as they would have been if we were biologically born men, which for a lot of us is great. A lot of us have relatives who for generations and generations have had males with full heads of hair. Fortunately, even though my father has a full head of black, dark, luscious hair, which I wouldn't really know if it's luscious or not, my mom's dad had very, very, very thin, he's basically bald. And I have been kind of facing the fact that my hair's been thinning, and although I have full head of hair on the sides, which is going to be great because it'll just start receding here and I'll keep the sides, which of course I would never do. I would just shave it all off, which unfortunately meaning the end of my beard as well, which I'm so not ready for. You know, I'm nowhere near losing it. The doctor I spoke with the last couple of days basically told me that I've got at least 3 more years of a full head of hair before it's gone. You know, this will continue to recede till about here. I think he said about an inch back, which will be about here, and this one about an inch back, which will be about here. But I won't really start losing here for at least 3 more years. There's a good chance, not a good chance, there's a chance that I could keep my hair. There's a chance that I won't go bald. I'm going to sit down on the toilet for a minute, but I promise you I am not urinating or taking a shit. There's a chance that I won't lose my hair. There's a chance that I will. I'm kind of on the fence right now. But the negative part of the hormone treatment that I go through, I've talked to a couple of you guys about it, about the fact that I go through an experimental amount of testosterone. It's more than a lot of you guys go through. I go through injections every 2 weeks. That there's a chance that that could be the reason why it's accelerating so quickly. But I kind of wanted to get this out there and talk about it because I don't, like I've said, you know, we don't talk about the negative. We talk about how happy we are to go through all these positive things, and yeah, everybody faces the negative of, oh shit, I thought I was going to get surgery, but now I'm not, or oh shit, I thought I was going to start hormones, but now I'm not. But I haven't heard really anybody post a video about, oh shit, my testosterone improved, you know, not improved, increased my chances of getting cancer. That I have breast cancer, I don't. But I've never heard anyone post on the fact that they have cancer because testosterone increased their chances, and it does. It increases your blood pressure, it increases a lot of things, and not all of those things are increased to the amount that they would be if you were biologically male. A lot of them are increased even more than that. And I think it's important to talk about the negative. And I'm glad that no one has had to make a post about the fact that they have cancer. Because hopefully, no one's gone through that. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But I hope that if one day I go through something like that, I'm healthy enough to make a video about it. Because I think for this community, it's a really, really important thing to not just share the positive. And I'm not saying, and I kind of want to clarify this, the people who have terrible experiences with their families and who have terrible experiences at school, who share the negative, bravo for you, and I am so glad that you do those things, because it gives you an opportunity to have people reach out, and it gives you an opportunity to have your voice heard, and that is such an important thing. But right now what I'm doing is talking about the negatives of testosterone. And, you know, in the trans community, the female side of the trans community, estrogen has the same increase of cancers. And we don't discuss those things, or I don't really know, because I don't watch a lot of transgender female videos or transsexual female videos, but I gotta believe that these things are affecting our community and they're not being talked about. And you know, I'm thinking maybe at some of the trans conferences, someone needs to make a booth and discuss these things, to make a meeting and discuss these things, to open up to the younger transgender community who sometimes isn't as wise to ask questions. You know, I wouldn't know a lot of the answers that I know if my mother didn't ask a lot of freaking annoying at the time questions to my doctors. And, you know, and I'm so glad she asked those questions. I'm so glad that she goes out of her way to make sure that I'm healthy at the end of the day, that I know that there are negative consequences to every choice that I make, whether or not I believe that these are choices. You know, for me, testosterone wasn't a choice. I've been doing it no matter what. But, you know, these are things that I've had to make hard decisions on that are going to affect every single day of the rest of my life. And I really believe that we need to talk about these things. We need to open up. We really need to share with the younger members of our community our stories of what we've gone through. For those of us that started younger and now have the opportunity to maybe be in our 20s. You know, I'm turning 20 in 3 days. I transitioned when I was 15 years old. And the idea of turning 20 is scaring the shit out of me. I truly am terrified. Because it's come down to the point where I'm realizing that I'm about to be the voice that I looked up to when I transitioned. The people whose videos I watched when I was 15 years old and I was lost and confused, those people were in their 20s. Those people were either in the beginning of their transition or far into it, but they were a voice of wisdom because that was where I wanted to be, and it is completely hitting me that I'm about to be where those people are, and for a lot of them, I am way past where they were. And for a lot of them, I'm way behind. I watched videos on YouTube for years, and it made me feel like there was hope. That there was a chance I could transition, there was a chance that my family could accept me. And now 5 years later, I transitioned, and my family accepted me, and now my dad's getting on board. And I could never have seen life going this way. And I hope that there are people out there who watch the videos, who take the information in, and who think of transitioning wisely, of asking their doctors all the right questions to make sure that you transition safely. And I have ranted again for another 12 minutes, so I won't take up any more of your time. I'm a little tired, and I mentioned before, a tiny bit intoxicated. I think I mentioned that in my last video. It is officially 2 a.m. So I will yet again stop ranting to you. I will probably make the Clear Growth video tomorrow. I want to thank all you guys for listening. For all you young trans guys out there, any questions you've got that you want answered, you can either ask me, you can ask any other guy on YouTube who I am sure will go out of his way to answer every single question you have, or you can find a doctor. I've got an incredible doctor who answers a shitload of questions. Your best bet's just to find someone out there who was willing to help lead you. Because I had 2 guys who answered my questions and led me in the right direction, and they are what helped make it a safe transition. So that's all I wish for you, is that if you can do anything in this life, transition safely. Because you can't go back. You know, it's worth taking an extra year to afford to do it the right way, spending the rest of your life sick because you made a stupid decision. You know, there are hormones that are available legally online. There are things you can do to rush your transition to make sure hormones work better. There are pills you can take. There are drugs you can do that are just not worth it. And I have friends that have done it, and I am telling you from the bottom of my heart that it is not worth it. And I've watched them fall, and I've watched them fail and make terrible decisions. So again, I'm going to say goodnight before I depress the entire world. Thank you for listening. Have a very, very happy holiday, and I am oh so glad that we did not die on the 21st. It was the 21st. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great night.